Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have you tonight. We are so lucky to have Farah Mardini and Yuvraj Walia. And in addition, myself, Hillary Jericho, we will all be presenting on the topic of dining out safely, gluten-free. I am the medical director of the Celiac Disease Program here at Stanford University, and I'll turn it over to Farah to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining again. My name is Farah Mardini. I am a registered dietitian specialized in celiac disease, and I'm here to answer any questions about eating out and the gluten-free diet. And then I'll let you, Yuvraj, introduce yourself.
Hey, hey everyone, my name is Yuvraj. I'm a student at the moment in college, and I'm really excited to be here today to talk about my experience with celiac disease and any tips that I've gathered over the years that might be of any use to you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're ready to get started. So thank you everyone for the wonderful introductions. Um, Dining out gluten-free. What have I learned over the last few years? Well, a lot, that's for sure. And you'll find out more in the Q&A afterwards, as well as the videos that Dr. Jericho will share that sort of show what it's like to be at a restaurant and ask questions for yourself. But a little bit about me. I was diagnosed with celiac disease in 2021 after years of tests. So it was very difficult to get to that diagnosis journey for me. So if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer. Beyond that, I really wanted to get involved in volunteering. So we made the videos that you'll see at the end of this. But when I was in high school, I had to navigate the process of, studying for my classes while learning to speak up for myself and kind of getting accommodated to having celiac disease. Now, though, I'm in college, so it gets better. I'm on the pre-med track myself. And I'm able to partake in all my interests: hiking, guitar, golf, music, cycling. So you have questions about any of this, feel free to ask me. But other than that, let's get started. So the main danger, as I'm sure everyone here knows, is cross-contamination. We all know that it kind of haunts you at a restaurant when you eat out, but it's often difficult to think about the ways in which it might be present when you eat out. So the three main villains of cross-contamination are obviously gluten ingredients being used in flour or breadcrumbs. Even if they're not used directly in what you're ordering, they could always be flying around in the kitchen. Shared equipment such as mixers, utensils, or toasters. And then finally, contaminated surfaces in food processing, like shared fryers and frying oil. So for example, when you order French fries, a lot of times they share the same oil as other foods that might contain gluten. Similarly, when you go to a fast food place, a lot of servers wouldn't change their gloves unless you specifically request that they do so. And then, of course, at a buffet station, people are always using the same utensils to take their food. So that might be a danger you need to be on the lookout for as well. So this risk is unfortunately always present whenever you go out to eat, but dining out gluten-free doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be super hard. I learned how to do it when I was in high school over a few months, and I think anyone can do it if we just keep in mind a few key tips. What do you do before you go, though? When you're looking to eat out at a restaurant, I always check the menus and reviews first. There's a lot of apps out there that tell you what experience patients with celiac disease have had at this restaurant. Menus will often list gluten-free items specifically, which is a great help. You can also consider the cuisine. So Mexican, Thai, and Mediterranean cuisines are rice and corn flour based, so they don't have gluten in them. But oftentimes Chinese, Indian, and Italian cuisines might have cross-contamination or hidden contamination. For example, a lot of East Asian food has soy sauce in it. Indian food can have spices in it. And Italian food is heavy in pizza and pasta. So as you go to places over time, just keep in the back of your mind what risks there are depending on where you've chosen to eat. And then finally, if you're ever unsure about anything, you can always just call ahead and someone knowledgeable will be able to talk to you, to reassure you, and to answer any questions you might have. Some things that I like to ask before going in: do you have a gluten-free menu? Can you accommodate a severe gluten allergy? And then based on the responses you get, you can think about if you really want to actually go into the restaurant. Let's say you've reached the restaurant. What next? So these are some red flags and green flags that I've kind of picked up over the years, and hopefully you have seen some of these too. So I'll just highlight a few that are especially pertinent and I think everyone should be aware of. If you come in and you say, I have celiac disease, I have an allergy, and I need to have food that's free of gluten, and they start asking what gluten is, or they seem unsure about if rice and if vegetables are counted in that, that immediately should set off a light bulb in your head, and you should probably not eat there because you know that the servers and the staff don't seem too knowledgeable about gluten. Similarly, if you're eating at a food truck or stand, unfortunately, we all know they have the best food, but they oftentimes don't have the capability to really cater to your needs as a patient with celiac disease, simply because there isn't enough kitchen space. Or if they're preparing, for example, flour tortillas, the flour is flying around everywhere, so you just can't be sure. But on the other hand, let's say you walk into a restaurant and you tell them you have a gluten allergy, and the chef comes out and he's happy to talk to you. Let's say your server starts mentioning cross-contamination unprompted and the precautions that they're taking. These are all great signs that the place you've chosen is going to be safe and healthy for you to eat at. Another one that might be people aren't always super aware about is the fryer. If the fryer shares foods that contain gluten and foods that don't, a lot of times pizza is put in the same oven as gluten-free pizza, or for example, pasta is cooked in the same oil as gluten-free pasta. You should immediately be aware of that and ask if you're unsure about if that's safe for you to eat. So these, I think, tips really helped me in my early days knowing what, and still do, knowing what I can go for and what I can't. Okay, now it's time to order. You walk into your restaurant and obviously it's the moment of action. You can say, I have a severe gluten allergy. Do you have a gluten-free menu? You can ask, can I talk with the chef? If that's more reassuring for you, because they often directly work with ingredients and supervise the preparation of your food. I think it's always great to ask if it's been cooked in a separate fire or if there's any cross-contamination. I've asked all these questions like 1,000 times at this point. So I think getting comfortable asking and standing up for yourself is obviously the best option. You won't, at some point, you'll have to start doing it for yourself. And that definitely comes with practice. But if at first you don't feel comfortable, some things that helped me is that you can go with a friend or parent who can also help kind of back you up. And then you can also bring a gluten-free card, which has like a list of all the foods you can eat and what you can't eat. And that is just almost like a medical document. You can communicate all the information to the staff that's preparing your food. But ultimately, although this can all sound super scary, your safety is the most important thing. There's no point going out to eat if you feel like your safety might be compromised to that degree. So definitely prioritize yourself and know that when you're standing up, you're not creating an inconvenience for anyone. You're not making anything difficult for anyone. You're simply standing up for yourself. I think that's something that I definitely needed to hear when I was younger. Okay, let's get into a few practice situationals because I don't want to keep talking. So let's say you're out with your friends at a new restaurant and the menu has a gluten-free options section. When you ask about it, the server says, oh yeah, a lot of people here order gluten-free. And there's your lovely server on the right. So you want to order the gluten-free pizza. What do you do next? How do you go about this? Does anyone have any ideas? Feel free to put it in the chat or unmute.
At this point, why don't we have people put it in the chat just because the recording's still going. So if anyone has any ideas, I'll take a look at the chat. We don't have any answers yet. Anyone want to take a stab at this? Throw something in the chat. Oh, there we go. Ask if they have a dedicated oven.
That's a great idea. Yeah, so pizzas are often cooked in the oven. So if they have the same oven they use to prepare gluten-free pizzas and the same oven they use to prepare flour pizzas, then you know that's an immediate no-go.
Perfect.
A great question. Another one, is it prepared in a separate section of the kitchen? Sometimes if you're kind of carrying the pizza around, flour from other areas is getting onto it. It's just not safe. Where do you prepare the crust? It's in a separate area. I like the most recent one as well. Do you have a dedicated pizza tray and cutter? If you're using the same like pizza knife to cut the pizza as you use for other things, then the utensils could be contaminated. So you guys are all spot on. Seems like everyone here is already an expert, which is great to see. Yeah, I think those are all really great ideas to keep in mind for when you're ordering a pizza. But ultimately, just go with your judgment and what you see there. Let's try one more since it seems like you guys are enjoying these. You're at a fast food restaurant. You notice the server is using the same gloves to grab the lettuce and cheese. And so you're not really sure what to do about that. Again, you can put it in the chat if you have any ideas or suggestions. Okay, we have one answer. You can ask before ordering for them to change their gloves. That's great. Sometimes you're at a fast food place and they're preparing like a burrito before you, but you want a bowl, and so that could have some real contamination there. Let's say they've changed their gloves, but you notice that they've in the past they've used the lettuce and put it on other gluten-containing foods. Now what do you do? Because all the lettuce is contaminated. Has anyone else been in this situation before? It's a bit harder. So you're ordering food and you notice the staff has been using dipping into the same lettuce without changing their gloves. Yes, that's a great one. That's what I always do. You can either skip that ingredient, or if you're feeling comfortable, you can ask if they have any like unopened or a fresh batch of lettuce or cheese in the back. I think that's a great strategy as well. And that way you don't have to miss out on anything, because just because you have an allergy, why should you have to miss out on anything? Yeah, I think these are all amazing points. Okay, that brings us to the end of my sort of quick tips for dining out gluten-free. If you have any questions, I think we'll get to that portion now, unless Dr. Jericho has something she wants to say first.
Yeah, so we can either, whatever way you want to do it, Yuvraj. So Yuvraj is an incredibly talented student and worked with me when he was in high school, and we created 3 little videos on dining out gluten-free. So Yuvraj, it's up to you. Do you want to, we could do more questions in the chat where we'll get the videos before we turn off the recording.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Why don't we do that? So I'll play each video. One's going to be at breakfast, one's going to be at lunch, and one's going to be at dinner, covering all the topics that Yuvraj just spoke about. And then I think that'll also give good ammunition for questions and answers afterwards. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to share my screen and then get to the video. So give me 1 second. All right.
Some context, we went around the city and at some local spots and asked about their gluten-free options. You might recognize some of these if you're local from the area.
All right. You can see this, Yuvraj? Perfect.
Yeah. So glad we got the chance to grab breakfast together.
All right. So do you want to get some donuts together?
Oh, actually, I have celiac, so I can't eat anything with gluten in it.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. So where do you want to go next?
We can go to Mariposa. I heard it's a gluten-free bakery right over there.
It's a good idea. Let's go.
Check it out.
Oh, you guys get breakfast here today?
Yeah, we're actually.
I would love to join you. Thank you. Great.
Hi, welcome to Mariposa. How can I help you? I've heard so much about your excellent desserts. Before I order, I wanted to just make sure that it's safe for me to eat because I have celiac, and so I can't be exposed to any gluten or cross-contamination.
Well, you'll be happy to know we're a located main shop for gluten-free. We take particular care to taking our pastries with deli sheets and wearing gloves so that we don't cross-contaminate any of our items.
Wow, that sounds great. I'll take 2 coffee muffins and 2 almond scones.
My goodness, it's amazing how many delicious gluten-free food options they have.
It's delicious.
Oh my God, so good. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second. So that is our first. So if anyone has questions about that one, start writing them down. I'm going to quickly pull up the next video. Let's see.
It's so nice to see these again. They were so fun to film, and the staff were so friendly.
Sorry, give me 1 second. That is. Right, we'll pull up lunch. And again, if anybody has any questions about what you're viewing on these videos, please throw them in the chat, or we can answer them after we've played all of them. So I'm going to pull up my screen again. All right. Is everyone able to see this?
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Nice. Thank you for inviting me to Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's 12:30. I've got clinic patients. I'm so sorry. I gotta go. I'll catch you at dinner, okay? Bye.
That was weird. Anyways, I want to go get.
Let's go get lunch together. Where are we going?
California pizza.
Okay. Let's go. Hi, good. How are you guys doing today? Great. Happy Tuesday. Follow me right this way, okay? I'm Raquel. I'll be your server if you have any questions or anything. Thank you.
I have celiac, so I was wondering what options are available for me to eat California pizza.
We really take care of allergies seriously. Have a whole section in our menu. You can also go online and check it out as well. We do have this little triangle thing here, and this can be made validated gluten-free upon request. So our cauliflower crust is a gluten-free crust. We put it on the center part of the oven. We have the ingredients covered. They feel special love, so we really take those seriously.
Wow, I cannot believe that's gluten-free.
Thank you, CBK.
All right, and I will stop sharing one last time and switch over to our final video. And then after that, we will turn off the recording and open it up for question and answer. Give me 1 second to get to the last video. We were really trying to capture different scenes from, again, a bakery that you would go for counter service, a restaurant that you would sit down at, and then the last one, which is the one I'm bringing up right now, which is extra fun, is a behind the scenes tour. So I'm going to share my screen one final time here. Okay. Make sure that comes up. All right, everyone able to see that? All right, our final video.
Hi, can we get a table for 3, please?
Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to make sure that because I have celiac, is everything here gluten-free and so to you?
Everything here is gluten-free. I can even show you the kitchen, right?
Oh my god, that would be lovely.
Awesome. Great. So cool behind the scenes. We have one to prep our vegetables and sauces and things like that. So we'll make our own waffles. We'll make our own cheesecake, flatness. That's so cool. We make sure not to cross-contaminate. Once we do one prep thing, we wipe down accordingly. And of course, we change our gloves every task and put it in the correct bin.
Oh my god, look at all this food. It's amazing.
This is so good. I can't believe it's gluten-free. This was amazing. Thank you so much. Your kitchen is fantastic. This was so insightful, and we can't wait to come back and try it again too. Of course, anytime. Bye.